So after sinking a few hours into the game that I've been incredibly excited for over the last few months, I decided that I have a few things to say. I'll skip the bullshit filler that people use to hit that 10-minute mark and kind of just hop right into this. I was at first blown away by how much I genuinely was enjoying this game. Like, there has been so few games that have been holding down my interest in the last few months that I've been struggling to make content. And this game is kind of bringing me back into the groove of things. So in my Back 4 Blood beta review, I said I'd leave the more in-depth opinions for when the final game launches. So here I am with that beautiful in-depth review. I don't know exactly how I want to organize this, so let's just kind of talk about the campaign first. So let me clear some things up real quick. I have not beat all 4 acts of the game at this current moment, and I don't want to pretend like I know everything about this game since I'm still kind of learning this along with you guys. But what I have played is up to the finale of Act 2. The first act is incredibly fun to experience with a good group of friends. We have the first segment of Act 1, as well as the final segment of Act 1 that were both in the beta. However, we are now experiencing the middle of the first act for the first time since the game's launched. So what I enjoyed in this is that there are so many different objectives in each level. Gone are the days of just kinda getting from one safe house to the other until the campaign is finished. Also, real quick, please excuse the fact that some of the gameplay does not have audio. I kinda forgot I was recording with Spotify playing. In this game, you'll be defending jukeboxes, boarding up churches to make safe houses, clearing out libraries to turn into a surrounding base for the Allies back in Fort Hope. There are rescue missions, hunting for old friends' body parts, and all sorts of different objectives to keep the campaign unique. It's so engaging compared to the original Left 4 Dead games. The campaign progression is also incredibly well thought out. Though some areas are repeated throughout the campaign, you are able to see that other survivors have boarded up areas where the infected used to enter in from. There's a great sense of progression through the acts, and I have enjoyed every second of it. I don't have too many things to complain about yet, especially as the game is still in its honeymoon phase and I'm still trying to learn it, but the next thing I wanted to touch on is going to be the weaponry. Man, oh man, do I love the variety this game has. We have all the staples you would expect in a first-person shooter. We have the MP5, the M16, 1911, AK-47, M4 carbine. It is all there. But they have even more unique weapons that we don't tend to see in every Call of Duty or Battlefield game. So the more unique weapons like the SCAR, the AA-12, the Beretta, the UMP-45, the RPK, the TAC-14, and Tec-9 all stand out just a bit more because of the lack of involvement in other video games. Not to mention that this game also uses real names for a lot of the weapons, unlike modern Call of Duty games. There's also a pretty big variety of throwables, like grenades, Molotovs, pipe bombs, flashbangs, stun grenades. Each have different benefits to using them. Some special enemies are more vulnerable to frags, and others are more vulnerable to the fire damage caused by Molotovs. As for melee, there's a perk to make the shove mechanic from Left 4 Dead turn into a one-hit Bowie knife, and it could take down about 3 zombies at once, roughly, if you aim it correctly. There's a hatchet, fire axe, machete, and a spiked baseball bat. Plenty of variety for those looking to hack and slash their way through the ridden. However, there are plenty of things that I am kinda hoping for Turtle Rock Studios to implement into this game in the future. Back 4 Blood is missing some of the more unique melee weapons that we saw in Left 4 Dead, such as the chainsaw, the frying pan, the katana, the golf club. Coming across a frying pan in the kitchen that we could just use to beat the fuck out of the undead was immersive and satisfying. In the apocalypse, anything is a weapon if you allow it to be. So let's kind of get more random objects to use against the undead, and I think this game will grow its arsenal quite well. I'd also hope to see new weapons added later down in the lifeline of this game. Maybe with each new DLC they can add 2 new primary weapons and 1 secondary. I don't want these guns to randomly be given out to everyone through supply lines, rather it just kind of be given out to everyone right away and be able to be found in the campaigns, or to be unlocked through a challenge, kind of like how Call of Duty's been doing for Battle Pass weapons. Yes, I'm waiting for them to throw in an M1 Garand or a Galil. God, could you fucking imagine a Galil, dude? I'd probably come. So anyways, yeah, the weaponry in this game is fantastic, and I love the current selection they have, and I'm so excited to see what they bring in the future campaigns. Now for the story. Story is something that matters to a lot of people, but not me, baby. Okay, I'm joking. Kinda. Alright, kinda. Stories to me are not a make or break aspect of a video game. I always have and always will prioritize gameplay, but yes, there still needs to be some sort of story there. A good game to compare the way this story is told to is kinda by looking at Doom Eternal. There's plenty of lore there, so much so that people can make really long fucking YouTube videos discussing it, but outside of a few cutscenes, the story's not really told to you. Rather, you have to go out and find it yourself. I like games where it gives you the option to have the best of both worlds. I can find story and read about it on my own time if I'm interested, but not once is it shoved down my throat during gameplay. This game is also comparable to Left 4 Dead in its storytelling. Obviously. You fucking dumbasses. Most of the story is told through safe houses or dialogue between characters or through the environment itself. There's plenty of story there, but it will not be told to you in a typical fashion. What I would change about this though is adding collectibles in each mission. This would unlock story information and lore to create even more world building for the people who do like that. And even make it so that each character has a journal that is filled out a little more after completing each mission, so that once we get back to Fort Hope, we could read it. And it gives a reason to go back and replay campaigns as different characters, because now you can see into their mind for each mission that you've completed. But as for now, if you came here for a story, this is going to have to be a hard pass. So after mentioning gameplay so much, let's take a look into the meat and bones of this game. The gameplay of Back 4 Blood. The gameplay loop is the thing that is going to hook you in right away if you love the game, and distance you incredibly fast if you don't. Finding new guns, attachments, copper, and other useful items around the environment while learning the best way to take on special infected and traverse the level is pretty much what the gameplay mostly consists of. The thing that makes the game so replayable is the AI director. The AI director causes each level to be different each time you play it, meaning that the objectives can spawn in different locations, along with different guns spawning in other locations, other scavengeable items as well. Different doors will be open, and sometimes buildings altogether can be closed off compared to the last run you did. There's also the ability for the AI director to throw more or less special infected at you depending on the run. Basically, this imaginary dude dictates how your game is going to play out. But it is up to you to survive when the odds are just not in your favor. What makes this design balanced is the new addition of the cards mechanic. Think of cards with a risk versus reward mentality. Sometimes cards will offer you a huge buff like 40% additional stamina, but then 30% slower reload speed. It's kind of when your girlfriend's sister is hotter than your actual girlfriend, and you can make a move and possibly score, but the risk is that you ruin everything else you've built with that person, along with the reputation you have and your self-worth. But that reward, dude, it's going to be hitting different, physically and metaphorically. Cards are a big part of the game, and change the difficulty entirely. I personally usually build a stamina-focused character so I can outrun the yogurt, aka your mom. I also like using the card that allows me to use 2 primary weapons, because it's incredibly OP and, well, it's fun to mess with 2 primary weapons. Anyways, I absolutely love the gameplay loop of rerunning campaigns and learning the most optimal way to navigate each level. This, to me, is literally the most fun that co-op shooters can get, right up there with the original Left 4 Deads. So as there are plenty of things I like about this game, there are also a decent amount of bad things that I don't like about this game. So I'm going to make a list to go through the things I don't like, since I don't have as much to say about them. So the leaderboards at the end of each mission no longer bring out that friendly competition that Left 4 Dead used to have. Bring these back. They added something small to look forward to at the end of each mission. I can't imagine it's too hard to implement. There is no super iconic music after reaching a safe house. It's a small quality of life thing, but god damn, did it make hitting those safe houses so much more exciting. Please bring back some bomb-ass music for the safe house and loading screens, please. You cannot drop attachments or switch them to a different weapon. Like I said in my previous review, this makes me want to stay committed to one playstyle rather than just having fun with weapons I find along the way. This is a really devastating part of the game that hinders the fun a lot. This desperately needs to be changed. The spawn rate for Special Infected can be very high and cause many runs to be unfairly ended, especially in higher difficulties. This makes playing through runs more frustrating than enjoyable in my opinion, and I really think that they need to look into the spawn rate for Special Infected and kind of narrow it down and balance it significantly more than it is currently. Snipers need a huge buff in rate of fire. I understand it wouldn't be realistic, but I don't care. Having snipers be so slow almost makes them entirely pointless for the amount of Rin that will be surrounding you so quickly. So please, buff snipers and buff the rate of fire. Thank you. There's a lack of challenges to complete that actually give worthwhile rewards. I do not care about fucking sprays or emblems. Give me actual camo challenges to earn. Give me outfits to grind for, not the stupid, oh, play 250 missions for a shirt. Bro, that's dumb as fuck. I want real motivators to keep playing. Supply points are not rewarded for failed attempts. I understand why they are not, but at the same time, when I almost beat a level and then die, I'm not rewarded for the last half hour of playing, and it makes me just not want to play again. Compensate me for the progress I did make. Even if it's 10 or 20 supply points for a failed attempt, it's better than nothing. Supply points are not based off of individual contribution. Meaning, if I carry the team and don't go down at all, but someone else is still AFK and they're not doing shit or contributing to the objective at all, we still both get the same amount of supply points. What the fuck? Servers can have issues trying to find people to join games already in progress. This leaves me stuck with bots who kinda can't comprehend what the fuck they are trying to do. Meaning if I want more players, I need to go back to the hub, relaunch the campaign, relaunch the server, the mission, all while sacrificing my current card setup and weapon loadouts. This is a big no-no. Please fix the server connectivity. Please. Thank you. All of these things can be fixed with relative ease, and I'm hoping that within the next few months, Turtle Rock can iron out all these small fixes. But talking about small fixes, I went ahead and made a personal favorite section of this review for some nitpicks of the game I decided to take note of, so enjoy this quick list. While holding the M4 carbine, the character's palm is not firmly grasped on the weapon. You cannot reload while picking something up. The debris coming off a sandbag while shooting it looks more like rocks than sand. Both the Desert Eagle and AA-12 sound so much weaker than they actually are. While walking over bullets in Fort Hope, it does not play a unique sound. I also cannot see my character's feet while walking over these bullets. The muzzle flash of the MP5 can appear as if it is clipping through the character's hand. While using the fully auto Glock, the bullet traces do not match the same angle as the gun's recoil, making this effect look incredibly silly while using the gun in full auto. While crouch firing the 1911, the muzzle flash is nowhere near the actual gun barrel. So with all that nitpick section out of the way, besides that, I'm very content with this game. Like, I am genuinely very happy with it and am glad to sink endless hours into this game, just like I used to with the Left 4 Dead games. With a few tweaks, this game can have the same legacy in the long run, but only time will tell. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so sorry for how long I've been away, but this isn't a job for me. It's a hobby, and when I'm not feeling creative, then I'm just not going to upload. I won't force this on myself and make me hate doing YouTube videos. Not to mention, it has been a little bit of a rough few weeks. Been going through a lot. Had a pet pass away. It's been pretty tough, I ain't gonna lie to you. So with all that bullshit out of the way, thank you guys all so much for sticking around, and I'm so excited to bring you guys more content. Hopefully within the next week or so I get motivated again and pump out another video. And to the two of you guys who unsubscribed, fuck you. Your fucking mom is a hoe. You piece of shit. Anyways, until next time, piss off. It's kind of when your girlfriend's sister is hotter than your actual girlfriend, and you can make a move and possibly score, but the risk is that you ruin everything else you've built with that person, along with the reputation you have and your self-worth. But that reward, dude, it's gonna be hitting different, physically and metaphorically.